what had happened in the past week, Dave, crazy, crazy shit, right? Craziest shit that's ever happened. So a bunch of Redditors decided that it would be a good idea if they bunched up together and bought a bunch of stocks from GameStop. And bro, the GameStop stock literally exploded. It went up to like I think 450 or something at its peak from like $1 or like $2 or so, something very, very low on Robinhood. And what the CEO decided to do is just shut down the stock. Isn't that's crazy?
Actually, it's quite common.
Common.
Yes.
How?
It's in this case, it's a short on a stock, and Robinhood is one of the major transactors of the shares. And when the shares are over trading, one of the things that the SEC, Securities Exchange, with the provider of the brokerage service, they sometimes want to slow it down. So throughout the day, there was probably about 4 stops in the trading to allow the transactions to settle. In this case, it became so extreme that Robinhood had to make them some decisions because their liquidity was in question. The chairman or the president or the CEO came out and made a number of announcements that their liquidity is not being challenged, that they're not having problems. But what was happening is that their clients, some of the hedge funds who were short the stocks, really did have a liquidity problem. And if they would have failed and went bankrupt, it may have backstopped into Robinhood. So the decision of them to make it was for risk management. When I started seeing this, I actually do remember this because I was a bond trader in Hong Kong during the Asian crisis when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. So it does happen. And what he did was to preserve the integrity of his company's liquidity. And so all these Reddit mob, which is, again, I'm part of it. I was very interested in the Reddit Wall Street bets, and I wanted to go in there, and I've been tracking it and I've been following it. And I think it's fascinating because a lot of the things that banks and financial institutions do, it plays the gray area of manipulation. Yet if you really talk to traders in the market, most markets are manipulated.
Yeah.
What does manipulation mean? If your back is sore, what does manipulation mean? You go see a chiropractor and they will manipulate you to put you back into order. So there's an orderly flow of the way the financial markets work. The Reddit group, they like it when their market's going up and they're money.
Doesn't that just make people like, isn't that just how the rich work though? Like, because I saw a video about it, like how, you know, these stocks and stuff, like the Redditors going against the stock market and stuff. Like people could manipulate the market like that, but the stock market and those stockbrokers and stuff, they hate that shit. They hate it when people come together and they want to keep the rich richer by closing down these things. And
actually, if you go into a little of the research on Robinhood, what Robinhood has done in the last couple of years is they've been liberating the opportunity for the retail investor. So in many ways, Robinhood has taken away some of the commissions and the fees of doing the transaction so that people like you and I can go and do trades without having the commissions. The commissions have continued to go down over the last 30 years. Before, it used to be a $30 minimum to buy and sell. It used to be only some stocks could be bought by institutions or funds, but someone like Robinhood has brought fractional shares in so that tomorrow, if you want to buy Amazon, but you don't have $3,500 US, you can buy $30 because they have something called fractional shares. So Robinhood has been really, over the last couple of years, and one of the reasons they're so popular is that they've been enabling democratization in the financial markets.
No, but like the thing is, right? So how many people do you think are needed to manipulate a market like that? Because that GameStop thing is crazy. You could have literally had a GameStop stock, a GameStop, like you could have 10,000 of them, and instantly you have like $1 million in your account chilling if you sold it at the right time.
No,
like,
see, this is the thing. That what they did was go after the shorts. The shorts that were causing the problem is that there was a group, a venture capital fund that were actually looking to short the stock. It was $5. They wanted it to go bankrupt and they would have made a lot of money. In fact, they sold something they didn't own. That's what shorting is. The risk is if it goes up, they've got to buy it back at a higher price. That's what's happened. So that's what the Reddit bets, or the Wall Street bets did, is they noticed these funds going after and trying to bankrupt GameStop.
Yeah.
And then they started buying the shares. So the shares went up, and the people that had sold it then have to buy back the shares at a higher price. And that's why the funds, actually the short funds, lost billions of dollars here. So that's why there's been such a buzz about the Wall Street bets going after companies that short businesses. You've also noticed that Tesla, Elon Musk really liked this, because the shorts actually lost more than $40 billion last year on Tesla shares.
So wait, people lost like a collective $40 billion off Tesla shares
Over
in the same sort of manner?
The last 2 years, so many people have been shorting Elon Musk and Tesla.
Yeah,
and it really caused Elon a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Tesla went from $100 to $800 and then $1,600, and the people who shorted those companies that Tesla share ended up losing billions of dollars.
That's crazy. So wait, like in this situation though, isn't I swear Robinhood's in the wrong though, just because they were able to shut down that stock, I believe.
Well, again, you're not wrong, because you've got a little perspective of what's happened here.
Yeah, I have a very little perspective. I'm not going to lie.
People don't understand the financial markets and the liquidity of a company.
Yeah.
They can immediately say what they did was wrong. Yet, if the integrity of your business, because you can't keep track of all of the selling and buying, what do? You just keep it going, or do you say, nope, stop? We gotta let the market clear. And so when there are financial moves, these are called circuit breakers. They're actually regulations. They allow the market to function. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming. What do? Do you just let it keep going? No, you have to stop. And they wanted to allow people to do the trades, but then they also had margin calls, and people weren't maybe making the margin. And so when you're running a business, this is the thing.
Okay.
It's easy to point fingers and how bad they were. No, actually, and this is where it's very heated, because if you're trying to sell something or buy something because you're trying to close a position and you can't, guess what? Action Direct wasn't working on Friday morning. This is Action Direct, a Royal Bank. It wasn't working. How do you feel as an investor?
Probably bad.
Ameritrade wasn't working. Quest Trade wasn't working. So they've got the ability to slow it down, but that doesn't make you feel better if you're a trader and you need to trade and close out a position.
Yeah. So who's in the wrong then? Because I have no idea what's going on then. Because what I'm getting from you is that basically what had happened is it's fine, like how Robinhood had control over the stock and blocked the stock off from people from buying and selling or whatever. That's fine. I really don't get it then from that perspective. Because what I've heard and what I saw on social media and what a lot of influencers are also talking about is this whole notion that Robinhood's the bad guy, and the Robinhood CEO can catch it. I also saw a tweet by Jake Paul saying, "I'm going to knock out the Robinhood CEO." So all these people are saying that the Robinhood CEO and what Robinhood is doing is not good. I also saw another YouTuber explain the situation as well, about how Robinhood, it just shows a clear sense of how much control these sorts of applications have on us itself, because they want to keep the rich and the middle class and poor at their own levels.
Well, the whole idea behind Robinhood originally was to help the small investor. I believe that they've done an incredible job over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yet, guess what? Under extreme times of volatility, what does regulation do? It slows or stops it for a short while. That is very common in the financial markets. It's the type of regulations that, now your point with, it's only to protect the rich. No, it's actually to ensure the timely market gets the time to process.
Okay.
If you have 10, it's like if we get a car accident on McLaughlin Road and you want to continue going at the regular 60 kilometers an hour, but guess what? It slows down because there's an accident. What? Is it the rich corrupting that you can't get to the flea market? No, it's
Huh.
because there's an accident. And there was an
Yeah, yeah.
accident with this stock. It was a huge accident. They
Okay.
had so much transactions. They had to settle, and they had margin calls, and people weren't paying it. So you have to slow it down. And
Oh,
I've been in that situation where I had my collateral moving, and I had 3 financial institutions that went bankrupt, and I was left with their collateral to sell. And so if I'm told, oh, that's no, it's not corrupt. It's not well, it's manipulation, like I just said. Manipulation. If I do a trade with you and we settle the trade, is that manipulation or is that good market practice?
I guess so. Yeah.
If I buy it at $100 and we settle at $100, and then you want to buy more at 110, is that manipulation or is that the market acting in market behavior?
True. True.
Yeah, it's something to discuss more. I would love to talk if you got someone really heated and angry, because I'm asking them to slow down. If you're talking about what was Robinhood's mandate, did they get ahead? Are there some questions about what he did? Yeah, because he had a tough choice to make, because his whole mandate has been to support the retail investor. He still was able to supposedly download 1 million apps. In fact, I think it was the busiest app on the App Store on Friday. So
Yeah.
he might lose 500,000 clients. Yet let's think back to Elon Musk when he threw that ball into his Cybertruck.
Or when he smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Exactly. So sometimes these crazy stories become really great stories. That's something maybe we can learn from it, from the perspective of the boomer and the hustler.
Yeah, it's like, even I see a bunch of stuff, like I searched up the Robinhood CEO on Google, and you find a lot of like news articles about how, there's a conspiracy theory behind it. Is he a good guy? His credibility, whatever. I guess on social media people think differently, but love that perspective from you, Dave.
It's the polarization of everything right now, Anish, is that the haters will hate and the lovers will love. And hopefully we can actually have a conversation like we just had. We can follow up perhaps in a couple of weeks on other types of financial issues. I think that's a great little clip for the hustler and the boomer.
Yeah, I think
Bring
people
it out.
because I knew fuck all, but you seem to have it down to the T in terms of what you know about the situation. So yeah, anyways, it was great talking, Dave. Make sure you smash that like button again, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions or want any more of these podcast type talks, because we like to do this a lot. In future, we might come up with some more creative content. Me and Dave are probably going to get planning. However, as long as the pandemic goes, we're going to keep these style of videos coming out just so that you guys have something to watch.